Songtrust is an incredible platform that allows you to collect royalties from performance rights organization or pros. They collect these royalties from all around the world, allowing you to make the most amount of money and get the most amount of money from your music. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 things that I wish I knew before using Songtrust. Kicking it off with a bonus beginning point. Sometimes I leave bonus points for the end, but I wanted to start with this one. By far the most important, make sure you sign up. Whether you sign up with Songtrust or another organization that is a performance rights organization, a lot of musicians, when releasing music, of course, use an independent music distributor. DistroKid, CD Baby, TuneCore, whatever. However, so many few musicians actually collect their royalties when it comes to performance rights organizations, and you are literally leaving money on the table when you don't do this. For me personally, I make a good amount of money every quarter. That's how often Songtrust pays you from my performance rights organizations from all around the world collecting royalties. That's what I kind of love personally about Songtrust. It's a big company. Think of it like a big umbrella that collects all these royalty payments from all over the place from so many different performance rights organizations. With that being said, let's get into the bulk of the video. First off, make sure the songwriter's name are exactly the same. This is key because when you release music under an artist, you always have to also put who is the songwriter. Now, most likely, if you're doing it by yourself, it's just you. Make sure these are the exact same, though, on your independent music distributor and Songtrust. So if I'm on here, register a new song, and I type in, like, whatever the song name is, as you can see here, when I go to Songwriters, my name is right here, right? Boom, Mark Richard Ficero. I'm going to do this as well, because I own everything in all my music, just like so. Now, if I go to DistroKid, I release music under 2 different artists. Ficero, which is all my EDM music, and Prismic, which is a blend of like jazz, funk, hip-hop, some chill out, that kind of stuff. I'm going to go to upload, and this is true for any independent music distributor, not just DistroKid. I have Prismic or Ficero. When I go down here, any single time I go to upload, the songwriter's real name is just me. That way, when it comes to the release on DistroKid, that's my songwriter name. When it comes to me registering the song on Songtrust, that's my name as well. Make sure those match. Number 2, make sure you add the Spotify recording. This just adds a level of security and more of another confirmation that this is the exact song that you made that you are going to collect the royalties from. So I'm actually going to add a new song into Songtrust right now. I waited to do this for this video, so I'm going to do this live. So my song that I just released is called Mid-Tempo Twerk Out. So I'm going to do this, right? Just like so. I own 100% of the song. I just showed you this as well. And I'm going to click that. The rest of these are more optional. You don't have to do these. But, you know, if you want to, let's say, add in more stuff when it comes to the ISWC, again, more optional, and the lyrics, you can do so. I'm going to go to Register Song. So now it's registered. However, though, this is going to pop up. Make sure you do this and you add the ISRC code. And the best way to do this is via Spotify. So if you are releasing music on, DistroKid or another service like CD Baby or TuneCore, I suggest wait to go to Songtrust and add it into Songtrust until it's on Spotify. So I'm going to go to Add ISRC. As you can see right away, mine's the #1 result when it comes to them searching on Spotify. If not, just search your name. So I could do this, right? Search. This one pops up. Boom. I'm going to click Add Recording right here. That's it. Go back to songs. So now when I go here, as you can see, I already submitted it, so it's processing right now. I have the songwriter name correct, which is important, and the recording right here. Number 3, your set list. So this is big because remember, when it comes to performance rights organizations, as it sounds, you're getting royalties from your music being performed, whether it's by another artist or you. So if I go to menu right here, and I go to Setlists right here, boom. Live performances generate performance royalties, so make sure to save your set lists after each show and submit them here. Most societies or pros have a 6-month window to submit your set lists, so come back often. So let's say I just DJ'd a big show. I'm going to go to the United States. US based. If I click this, as you can see, this is how you get paid, whether it's for a DJ, a band, however you're performing, right? However you perform. Venues pay ASCAP or other pros a licensing fee for the right to play any music in their repertory, including yours. Step 2, you play your music at one of the venues we license. It's amazing. The crowd goes wild. People are still talking about it today. I like that little pick-me-up. And then lastly, number 3, you send us some basic details about the performance, including your set list, and you get an on-stage payment with your normal ASCAP distribution. That easy. Now, of course, I know that for a lot of DJs, especially watching this video, with a band, you usually have like a pre-made set list. Sometimes you customize it. With a DJ, a lot of mixing is done on the fly. So I know it might be tough. I know you might be like, oh, I don't even remember what I played last night. Like I was just in the moment, mixing and everything. If you can, try to record as much information as you can when performing. Even if you have to, like, say, jot down a couple notes, another option potentially is, like, say you actually just record your set list and then you just click around and write down. This is just a great way to get more money out of your music anytime you perform. Number 4, YouTube. So what's good about Songtrust is they also add in YouTube claims, as you can see, via the YouTube's Content ID system. So let's say you're using another service like DistroKid or CD Baby, TuneCore, and let's say you're not a big fan of the way they do the YouTube Content ID system. Songtrust also has this, and this is kind of included within the membership when you do sign up. So keep that in mind, that let's say if you're like, I don't like the way this one distributor does YouTube content and YouTube flagging and everything, Songtrust has this. So as you can see, I can pick a specific video when it comes to a manual claim, in terms of the URL, the song title, the exact timestamp. I also have the videos here that I have claimed, and then allowed channels or whitelisted channels, meaning that let's say you tell someone, hey, you can use my music, you can put their channel right here, and it automatically makes sure they don't get copyright striked, which is pretty cool. And last, but definitely not least, number 5, record everything. Any single time you do a release, you perform, record as much as possible. If you, like, say, have a remix of one of your own songs, in the DJ world, this is called a VIP, or variation in production mix. If, let's say, there's a song and you're like, look, I only play this out live, record that when it comes to your set lists. Record everything as much as possible. The more information you give, saying, hey, this is all my music, this is what I perform, here's how many times I performed, etc., the more money you're going to make from performance rights organizations. I remember reading this actor, which is kind of cool, in Bryan Cranston's book, the actor in Breaking Bad, in my opinion, the best TV show of all time, and he was talking about when he was in Malcolm in the Middle, he would sometimes whistle, and someone said to him, like, hey, you know how you're just whistling randomly at certain points? Well, you should sign up for a performance rights organization. You can get money because, in a sense, as odd as it is to say, you're performing, you're whistling, you're performing as a musician. And he did, and he would get ASCAP royalties and payments every quarter, every so often, and he said that in the book, he would take all that money and throw it together like a big party for the staff, the people working on the show, etc. And as funny as that is to say, that is 100% true though. He was performing, he was whistling, he was performing a song, he should get paid for those performances. Same thing with you. Record everything. Any single time you have a song, even if it's like a random weird, I don't know, like a 30-second little thing or whatever, like anything, any performance period when it comes to the musical realm, make sure you record it so you get paid.